Hello everyone, this is Elvin Opara for Elvin Designs, and today we are going to go through my thought process on how to do a vector design of Paul Walker. Alright everyone, welcome once again. So today we're going to do a vector art design of Paul Walker, and I must warn, it's going to be very tedious. Usually things like this are very long and boring. I'm going to try as much as possible not to bore you on our first date. So um we're just going to scoot the picture over to make space, and then fill the background with something similar. This process is not really important. It's just we just need more space. um Next, we're going to trace around his head, and we're going to need a base color of his skin. So we'll just begin tracing right here. So for now, I will try as much as possible to explain what I'm trying to do, but later on, as the tutorial goes on, I will have to speed up the process of this tutorial, because it's kind of repetitive, and once you have the basic knowledge locked down, you'll be able to follow up and not you know get lost. Yeah. So um right now, I'm just going to undo that. Right now we're just trying to trace round his head, or basically the skin color that we can see, and we'll just go around, down to his neck area and up. There we go. Yeah. So a lot of people might be wondering why I chose Paul Walker. Well, he is one of, or was one of, my favorite actors of all time, and I happen to have watched Fast and Furious 7 lately, and I was just inspired to do this. You know, that's it pretty much. So yeah, that's that. So yeah, we'll close the, yeah. All right. Now the next thing we're going to do is, let's take it up. Yeah, so that's what we have so far. So we'll just hold down shift and scoot it over to the right. Yeah, so that's what we have, the base color. Well, so next, what we're going to do, we're going to repeat the same process, but this time I'm targeting the darker areas of his skin. You just have to use your eyes. There is no wrong or right way of doing this. Like I said, this is my own process, whatever works for you. But basically, I'm going to work on the more darker areas of the skin, the parts covered by hair and all that. So I'm just going around, as you can see. Yeah. And we're going to head back now to where we begun. Now, if you really can't see what you're doing, you can always zoom in. Yeah, I discovered that really helps. Right now, I'm not zooming in, but it doesn't mean I shouldn't do that. I'm just trying not to be too detailed, because if I was, probably this tutorial will run for days. Yeah, so I really don't want that, so I'm just going to be clean enough but not too detailed. There we go. And now, next step, let's give it a color, a slightly darker color from the base skin that we started off with, and we're going to scoot it over. Okay, I don't think I changed the color. Hold up. Yeah, there we go. Okay, and we're going to scoot it over, And there we have it. um my advice to anyone carrying out this process, don't try to want to design, or to want to vectorize Paul Walker or the image of Paul Walker from the beginning. No, just try to trace out little details that you see your eyes can pick out, and try to transfer them to the right. you know you know when you begin to build on those little details, at the end find out that you've actually built his face. Okay, I don't know if I'm making any sense, but let's just keep going. Right, so now I'm looking at the more darker areas. So I'm going to go, let's see, trace down there. From what I can see, those areas are more darker than the last trace I just did with my pen tool. Yeah, there you go. And we are going to repeat the same process, make it darker. Okay, and then we'll transfer it or scoot it over to the right. There we are. So basically it's the same process. You just keep doing the same thing over and over with as little as you can see. So I'm just going to go to the side of his face, and let's see how we can achieve this. Yeah, so yeah, there, I think I'll stop there and go back. Okay, so I'm going to trace underneath his face by adding this minute trace to the previous trace I just did. You don't really have to do that. You can do a whole new trace. I'm just trying to reduce the amount of layers I'll have at the end. Okay, so yeah, I can't really see what I'm doing, so I'm going to have to reduce the opacity so I can see the areas I'm going to trace. And there we go. So then we take the opacity back up to 100%. Now we have those two traces on one layer. I can just move them to the side. So we have that. Let's see, where do we work on next? See, now that's the thing about this process, or my process in doing this. You can basically start anywhere. There is no right or wrong way of doing this. Just pick a spot, trace, and then move it over. Same thing always. Pick a spot, choose a color, trace, move it over. It doesn't have to go in that particular order anyway. Just trying to let you know that that's the basically 4 things you have to do. So I'm looking at his nose area and I'm thinking, yeah, I might just do that bit. So should I not? Let's see, I could take it up to the eyes. Yeah, I'll just do that. So let's go down towards the nose, the bottom of the nose. Yeah, I think I'll stop there and go back. Yeah, I'll have to zoom in here. Up, I'm still looking at the darker areas. My advice is to pick out dark areas first, but you don't have to do it that way, but that's what I do basically. Pick out the dark areas I can see. So I'll just go around and keep going. Let's go back up. we have to try to close this area. Up, 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 back to where we started. Sorry I didn't say this at the beginning of the video, but you have to be quite familiar with using the pen tool in Photoshop. And yeah, I am using Photoshop for this. Yeah, so just a warning. Yes, now you're going to encounter things like this. Now I'm facing a dilemma right here. I have traced the nose, but I can't really figure out where to place it on the face right now because I have no reference point. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to add another trace, to the previous one I just did, or yeah, let's just do it that way, to the previous one I just did. And that trace should be at the edge of the face, somewhere at the edge of the face, somewhere I could actually use, as a reference, because I mean I can see the edge of the face, and I know the ear is at the edge of the face, so yeah, I could use that. So you could pick any point, maybe the top of the face, the bottom of the face, any point at all that could actually give you a solid reference. So we'll just keep going. Let's go back, and there we are. I'll turn the opacity back up. Yeah. So now if I scoot it over, I know that sorry, hold on, hold down shift, come on, shifts, and yeah, and scoot it over to the right. Now I can just use my right arrow key and move it into position. There you go. Now see, the nose is where it's supposed to be because I use the ear as a reference. I hope you all understand what I meant by that. Okay, so let's pick up another area of the face. Yes, I know it's becoming a bit too tedious, and I do apologize for that, but if you really want to get out something good out of this, you have to take your time in doing this, no matter how repetitive it will be, or repetitive it is anyway. So I'm just trying to give it a color, closer to the skin tone, or the base skin tone I chose. Yeah. Let's see, what area do we work on next? Let's see, I'm thinking, the darker area of the nose. Let's still work on the nose. Now the base of the nose, the darker area, back up. Yeah, I just want to guide you through the first, through this first set of traces that I will be doing. I'm going to have to speed things up later up in the tutorial. I just don't want to leave you wondering, oh my god, what is he doing? Why is he doing this? I just want to guide you through this process right now, so you won't get lost later on when I decide to speed up the video. So right now I'm just tracing up the more darker parts of the nose. See, so I'll move this over to the side. Come on, Elvin, hold down shift and move it over. Okay, I'm having a bit of problem with my keyboard. Yeah, and move it over. Yeah, holding down shift restricts it to a particular axis, so you're sure you're positioning it where it's supposed to be. There we go. It's supposed to be a bit darker. Yeah, so we'll just darken the color. Yeah. So we have the base of the nose. Zoom out. Just going to save this. Always remember to save your work, people. Always remember to save your work. It is very important, especially when you're doing things like this. Your system could crash on you, Photoshop could crash on you, and then you'll be like, oh my god, I'm going to have to kill someone today. No, we don't want you killing anyone. So I'm going to work on the lip. So we'll just trace around the lip. Down to the side of the lip, down below. Remember, if what you're tracing is getting in the way, you can always reduce the opacity so you can see what you're doing. Okay, there we go. We're done with the lip. Now we'll have to give it a base color. Let's see, let's pick a color from the actual lip itself, and increase the opacity and scoot it over to the right, and yeah, there we go. So it's the same thing. You see an area of the face, you trace around it, and you pick a color, move it over to the right. It's the same thing. Alright, so right now I moved the lip over, but I'm not really sure if I got the position right, and so I'm just using the guide tool to see. Yeah, I think I should just move it a bit there. Yeah, that should be about right. So we've gotten the base color of the lip down, and someone might be asking, how do you know what colors to choose? Well, I don't really. I just try to choose a mid color, not the dark area, not the bright area, because after I choose the base color, I would like to do the darker areas, then later on I would like to do the highlights. Yeah, and that really helps sell the image. Okay, you don't want to be, we want people to know that this is actually an artwork, and there are different gradients on a picture, different shades. We can't exactly do, or actually we can do every single one of them, but who has the time? I mean, recording this tutorial, doing this actually took me about 3 hours. Yes, people, 3 hours. I'm sure to most people they're like, ah, come on, that's nothing. But I have a job, and 3 hours out of my time, that's a lot. So, we just want to pick, maybe 3 or 4, at most 4 shades, and we could actually produce something out of it. Yeah. So what I just did, I just picked out the more darker area of the lip where the lips meet, and traced, and now I'm moving it over. I think I'm going to have to speed up the videos real soon, but let's just be done with the lip. Let's just be done with the lip, then I'll speed it up, or I'll decide if I want to speed it up. Let's see. Just undo that. What did I just do, Elvin? Come on. Let's undo this. Oh, okay, yeah. Sorry about that. My auto select was turned on and I was having problems selecting the layers. So we'll just move this over and position it where it's supposed to be. Now, um, we'll work on. Is this right? Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Okay, so that's that. Now we'll work on the darker side of the lip, I guess. We'll work on the darker side of the lip. Okay, so we'll just trace, you know, nothing out of the ordinary, just trace what you see. And then, you know, trust your eyes, you know, just whatever you see, you know, go around, trace it. Don't work on the assumption that this is how the skin is supposed to be. You know, the skin is not supposed to have this color or that color, or it's not supposed to be bumpy stuff. No, forget about what you know and trace what you see. Those little imperfections make us human. You know, nobody's perfect. I know I'm not. So, you know, that's that. You know, then you move it over. Same thing. So, I think I'll just speed up the video right here because this is going to, you know, get very, very lengthy if I don't do so. Select a skin tone for the dark areas, and yeah, okay, let's speed things up. All right. So I'm back. Yes. Because we are going to be working on the eyes, and I have a few things I have to say about the eyes. Um, I'm going to trace around the whites of the eyes, you know, and just take your time in doing this. First of all, like I said, look for the base, which to me are the whites of the eyes. Um, yeah. So I'll just do a trace around them. Let's work on both eyes. Yeah. So why stopped the speed up was because I really needed to talk about the eyes. I'm no professional, but the eyes are never really white. If you do so, you're going to risk making your final image look kind of weird. They're never really white, you know. And if you can get the eyes right, you get the lips right, get the eyes right, uh, yeah, probably maybe the nose right. I can assure you, your character, your model will come out right. Because when you look at someone, the few places your eyes go to first are the person's eyes, his lips, his nose, those core features of the face. Mostly the eyes first. So take your time, really, really take your time in doing the eyes. All right? It is very, very important. I had to stop the speed up for this. It is really, really important. Okay, so we are done, and I hope anyone watching this was able to get something out of this. You know, there's really nothing more fulfilling than watching a tutorial and, telling yourself, yeah, I think I could do something with this. It's really, it's really fulfilling. So take this method, apply it to other models. I would love to see what you'd come up with. I've done other jobs with this same technique, and um, I'll be sure to put up a link down below so you could check them out. You know, and I really do appreciate you taking your time to watch this. Thank you. Um, Before I say my goodbyes, please subscribe for more, and you can reach me on Instagram and Twitter. I'll put the links down below, and I hope to hear from you. You can drop your comments down below, and I'd like to hear from you. Know what other ways I can make things better with my tutorials. So this is Elvin Opara signing out.